Can we take your seats? Good morning. Welcome to the Burbank Fire Department's 2021 Recruit Academy, Promotional, and Retirement Ceremony. My name is Danny Alvarez. It's my honor and privilege to serve as the Deputy Fire Chief for the Burbank Fire Department. Today is a very special day for the BFD and for our community. Today we'll be honoring and celebrating the past, the present, and the future of our organization. On behalf of the entire fire department, I'd like to welcome and thank each and every one of you for being here this morning. A quick note before we get started, we ask that if you leave your seats at any time to use the restroom or for whatever reason, that you please put a mask on and maintain social distancing. Before we get started, please stand and join me as I invite Recruit Devin Cooper to the podium to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. At the conclusion of the pledge, please remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by Battalion Chief Edmondo St. Cyr.
Please rise and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day it is. Lord God, Heavenly Father, it is our privilege to gather here today for those we have lost, the retirees, the firefighters from the 2020 academies, and the 18 firefighters of 2021 to celebrate their achievement and to pray for their continued advancement and safety in the fire service. With gratitude for this profession, we pray your continued blessing upon them, upon their families, and upon the people and the community you have placed them in to serve. May their training better equip them to serve you and those whom they are called to serve. And finally, O Lord, we pray that we may be ever grateful for their tireless, selfless, and heroic service. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. You may now be seated. I would now like to introduce our Vice Mayor, City Council members, and city leaders that we have joining us today. Vice Mayor and retired Burbank Fire Captain, Jess Telemontes. Councilmember Nick Schultz. City Manager Justin Hess. Water and Power General Manager Don Lindell. City Treasurer Crystal Palmer. City Clerk Zizette Mullins. Finance Director Jennifer Becker. Management Services Director Betsy McClinton. And Parks and Recreation Director Marissa Garcia. And I'd just like to give a special thanks to Marissa and her team for helping us put this together. We could have never put this on without their help facilitating it, so thank you. We also they deserve a hand. We also have retired fire chiefs Mike Davis and Tom Linehan with us today. Next, I'd like to introduce our command staff. We have Fire Chief Eric Garcia, A Platoon Battalion Chief Kenneth Robertson, B Platoon Battalion Chief Edmondo St. Cyr. Unfortunately, our C Platoon Battalion Chief John Owens was not able to make it this morning. We have Battalion Chief and Fire Marshal Mark Hatch, Battalion Chief Training Division Trey White, and finally, before we get started with the rest of the ceremony, I'd like to also acknowledge and thank the men and women of the Burbank Fire Department. While the past year has been extremely difficult for all of us, it has been particularly challenging for our firefighters and their families. Throughout this pandemic, our firefighters played a key role in our community's fight against COVID-19. During times of uncertainty, the men and women of the BFD showed up every day and continued to provide a high level of service to our community. And for that, I thank them and all of their family members that supported them during this difficult time. To begin our program, we will pay special tribute to the members of our fire family that we lost in 2020. I now invite Battalion Chief Mark Hatch to the podium for our memoriam.
Good morning. Today we celebrate our present, a very bright future, but we would be remiss not to honor the past and those who went before us. Those who added to our rich history and invested so much in our fire department. Today, we'd like to honor the memory of the members of our fire family who have recently passed, each leaving a lasting legacy with the Burbank Fire Department. First, Fire Chief Curtis V. Reynolds, veteran of the Navy. He joined the BFD in 1958, became our fire chief in 1976. He served as our fire chief for almost 15 years before retiring in 1990. Engineer Art Popkin, who was hired in 1964, retired as an engineer in 1989. Engineer Al Moore, a Marine veteran of the Vietnam War, hired in 1981 and retired in 2005. Captain Guy Thompson, hired in 1981, retiring 2014. Lastly, Susan Hayward, joining us as our nurse specialist in 1999, leaving us on April 4th, 2020. Each of these fire family members, in their own way, left a lasting memory for all of us to cherish on our journey. May they all rest in peace, and I ask you all to stand one more time, remove your hats. Please bow your heads as we pause in their memory. Thank you. Please be seated.
I'd like to thank Captain Jason Kay from the Ventura City Fire Department for taking time out of his day today to help lead our recruits in and to play Amazing Grace for us. Thank you, Captain Kay. Next, we will be honoring our 3 retirees, Captain Brad Royal, Captain Ted Hemphill, and Captain Steve Owen. These 3 members were all from the class of 1990 and have a combined 91 years of service to the Burbank community. Each of them retired during the COVID-19 pandemic at the rank of captain. We are pleased to honor retired fire captains Brad Royal, Ted Hemphill, and Steve Owen. Unfortunately, Captain Royal and Captain Hemphill were not able to make it this morning. Captain Owen joined the Burbank Fire Department on October 15, 1990. He became a paramedic in 1995, promoted to engineer in 2012, and to captain in 2017. Captain Owen took great pride in being a firefighter and paramedic, which was evident in his commitment to strive for excellence throughout his career. As a paramedic, Steve not only had an extremely high technical skill set, but he also had the ability to connect with patients on a personal level and always had great bedside manner. After promoting to engineer and captain, Steve continued to demonstrate a strong operational skill set and provided great leadership for others throughout our organization. The Burbank Fire Department would like to thank Captain Steve Owen for over 30 years of outstanding service to our community and for the leadership, guidance, and friendship that he provided to so many of us. I would now like to invite retired Fire Captain Steve Owen to the stage to receive his city title and certificate, which will be presented by Fire Chief Garcia on behalf of the city. I would also like to invite BFF Local 778 President Eric Rowley to the stage to present Captain Owen with his retirement acts. Our next honoree has served the city of Burbank and the Los Angeles area EMS system for over 40 years. He has demonstrated excellent professional leadership, guidance, and an unwavering passion for EMS. Throughout his tenure as the medical director for the BFD, Dr. Stephen Rotman has invested tremendous efforts in advancing our paramedic and EMS program. His leadership and coordination has paved the way for numerous pilot programs that have not only impacted the citizens of Burbank, but have also shaped the scope of practice for present-day paramedics throughout the Los Angeles area. Last year, Dr. Rotman hit the milestone of 40 years of dedicated service to our community. So today, the Burbank Fire Department would like to thank Dr. Rotman for now over 40 years of excellent service to the city of Burbank. I now invite Dr. Rotman to the stage, where Chief Garcia will present him with a fire helmet as a symbol of our appreciation. At this time, we would like to recognize our BFD Promotions. We will begin with our members who are promoted to the rank of Fire Captain. The Fire Captain's position is arguably the most difficult and most important position in the fire service. fire captains play an integral role in the success of our mission. They are frontline supervisors that lead and manage the day-to-day operations of fire companies. They serve as the initial incident commanders on emergency incidents until relieved by a battalion chief. As such, this position requires a high level of operational and tactical proficiency. In addition to the operational competency, the fire captain's position is largely about displaying the courage to lead and sometimes making difficult decisions with the best interest of the community and the department in mind. This is not easy, but it is essential to the success of our organization. Each of the individuals being recognized today will play a significant role in the shaping of the department's forward progression and will serve as the conduit that bridges the department's leadership team with our line personnel. This leadership role and responsibility is vital to our department and the fire service in general. Each of these members has demonstrated these qualities, and we are proud of them and their efforts in achieving the rank of fire captain. In traditional fashion, our badge pinning for promoted ranks will be done by a person of the promoted member's choosing. At this time, I would like to invite soon-to-be Captain Jeff Coombs to stand, and I would like to invite his wife, Stephanie, to the stage to pin his badge. I now invite Andrew Chess and his son Leo to the stage. Our next promotee is Paul Magnante. I'd like to invite Paul and his sons Dean and Drew to the stage. And his wife Cindy. I would now like to invite Brandon Vaughn and his wife Chelsea and their son Henry to the stage.
Thank you. The next part of this important day is being able to swear our newest fire captains in by presenting them with the oath of office. Gentlemen, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and of the State of California,
and the State of California,
obey the laws and ordinances of the City of Burbank,
obey the laws and ordinances of the City of Burbank,
familiarize myself with
familiarize myself with,
and be obedient to
and be obedient to
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
of the Burbank Fire Department and the Fire Service,
of the Burbank Fire Department and the Fire Service,
and faithfully serve the City of Burbank
faithfully serve the City of Burbank
in the discharge of my duties as a fire captain
in the discharge of my duties as a fire captain
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
Please lower your right hands. I would now ask that you please join me in congratulating our newest esteemed fire captains. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Congratulations to all of you guys. We will now recognize our members that have promoted to the rank of fire engineer. Fire engineer's position is responsible for the safe driving and operation of our fire apparatus. This includes operating fire pumps, understanding and applying mathematical concepts including hydraulics and aerial ladder operations, and much more. The importance of technical competency for the fire engineer's position cannot be understated. The engineer is responsible for the operation of apparatus when lives are in jeopardy and firefighters are on the end of hose lines or at the tip of an aerial ladder. In addition to these technical components of the position, the fire engineer plays a key role in managing and leading a fire company. The engineer is second in command of the crew and is often the informal leader providing guidance and mentoring the firefighters on his or her crew. We're extremely proud of these members as they've demonstrated the leadership qualities and mechanical aptitude necessary to achieve the rank of fire engineer. At this time, I'd like to invite Oscar Carpio and his wife Tanya to the stage. I now invite Jeff Chavez and his wife Janice to the stage. I now invite Scott Smith and his son Jax to the stage. I now invite Chris Donan and his fiancée Rachel to the stage.
Gentlemen, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of California, obey the laws and ordinances of the city of Burbank, familiarize myself with and be obedient to the rules and regulations of the Burbank Fire Department and the Fire Service, and faithfully serve the city of Burbank in the discharge of my duties as a fire engineer to the best of my knowledge and ability. Gentlemen, please lower your right hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I now ask you to please join me in congratulating our newest fire engineers.
Thank you, gentlemen, and congratulations. Okay, at this time, I'd like to invite Battalion Chief and Training Officer Trey White to the podium to recognize our firefighters and recruits from the Academy classes from both 2020 and 2021.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Trey White, and I have the distinct honor of being the Battalion Chief in charge of training and safety. As you saw earlier, we are here today to celebrate life, promotions, and Academy graduations for classes 20-1, 20-2, and 21-1. Due to COVID restrictions, we were not able to have Academy graduations last year, and we wanted to ensure that these recruits and current probationary members and their families were afforded this honor and tradition. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you our Fire Academy Drill Master, Fire Captain Scott Trowbridge.
Good morning. I want to make this relatively quick due to the fact that Captain Weber's going to be following me, and I'd like to get you guys out of here by sunset. If you don't get that joke, not to worry, you'll get it in a second. Again, I'm Drill Master Scott Trowbridge, and I'm here on behalf of the recruit training cadre to acknowledge and to give thanks to all the individuals who contributed to the success of the last 3 recruit classes. Now, before I begin, I want to thank my wife Shannon and the wives of the Academy training staff. The number of hours and the effort involved to complete a fire academy such as this can often be overlooked. The training cadre and I were up at 4 a.m. each morning, and we often didn't get back home until 7 at night. In our times of absence at home, it was our wives who carried our families forward. I want to say thank you to our wives for their dedication to our department. They may not serve on the front lines, but they serve the citizens of Burbank from home. I would also like to thank Captain Weber, Captain Coombs, Engineer Naleski, and Captain Steve Rushing for stepping up to teach this academy with me. Your dedication to service and the future of our fire department is unparalleled. Thank you. And thank you to all of our primary instructors and their crews who spent countless hours at the drill tower teaching, mentoring, and investing in the future of our department. I also need to give a special thank you to all of our peer instructors who always went the extra mile to enable this academy to run smoothly and to move forward. They are Engineer Oscar Carpio, Firefighter Michael Carey, Firefighter Nick Roche, Firefighter Kyler Sauer, Captain Brandon Vaughn, Firefighter Cole Willison, and lastly, Firefighter Dave Shea for helping with our information technology. I'd also like to give a special thank you to all of the outside organizations who assisted us in training our new recruits. Two in particular, Captain Jed Teeter of the Los Angeles Fire Department and his forcible entry cadre, and Captain Joff Van of the Kern County Fire Department and his live burn cadre. Lastly, special thank you to Chief White for always supporting our process out here and to help facilitate this academy. We truly appreciate it. I'd like to say how extremely honored and humbled that I am to be a part of the largest recruit academy in the history of the Burbank Fire Department, and the first academy in BFD history to be run as a California State Fire Marshal accredited local academy, which is a highly sought after accreditation to attain. I'm also extremely grateful to this administration for entrusting myself and this training cadre with the responsibility of leading and molding these young firefighters into the men that you see before you today. The opportunity to carry on the traditions and legacy of this great department is something that I hold very dear. Now, speaking of legacies, it's been extremely special for me to be part of this recruit training cadre for the last couple of years because of the fact that 20 years ago, my father, as a captain for this department, was doing the exact same thing that I'm doing today. I'm extremely proud to be following in those footsteps and to be adding to that legacy as well. Before this class started, Chief Garcia had a conversation with this cadre about the gravity of what we were about to embark upon. After all, this was slated to be the largest class in BFD history, and graduating 18-year recruits equates to about a third of our total firefighter rank. Additionally, at that point in time, our department was in an extremely critical state. We're in the midst of a pandemic, the likes of which none of us had ever seen, and we're experiencing severe staffing shortages. That being said, the sentiments that Chief Garcia expressed to this cadre was, and I quote, "Gentlemen, we can't miss out here. There's just too much at stake." Chief, you'd be glad to hear it. We didn't miss. In fact, we hit the bullseye. I could not be more proud to put my stamp of approval on this extraordinary group of men. They represent all that is good in the fire service and will uphold the core values of this organization for years to come. To the class of 2021 and the classes of 2020, I'm extremely proud of what you guys have accomplished. You have met and exceeded our expectations. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Next, I'd like to bring to the podium to introduce you to Fire Captain Ryan Weber.
Good morning, all. I'm Captain Ryan Weber. Welcome again to our celebration of your loved ones. My role in our 2021-1 Fire Academy was to perform as an assistant to and to support Drill Master Trowbridge. One of my peers recently asked me, what is your role in our fire academy if you are not the drill master? I answered that question with one word that I think the recruits will validate: motivation. Motivation. To clarify this for the audience, a question often comes up amongst the recruits in the first 2 weeks of any academy that I teach at, and the answer to that question is, yes, I do smile. My wife and my girls are here today, and they would validate that I smile. I would like to say thank you to my wife, Melanie, my daughters, Audrey, Dixie, Ellie, and Rosalind, as I have taught at our fire academy for 19 of my 20 years here in Burbank. Traditionally, every time I start at a fire academy, my wife says to me, when you start the academy, we start the academy. So to my family, I say thank you. I love you. Men, 16 weeks ago, you started out on an unknown journey to be part of something bigger than yourselves. I know, and every sworn firefighter watching and here in the audience today knows, that no matter what you thought about the academy, how difficult the academy was rumored to be, we know that nothing has been more physically demanding or mentally demanding of you in this lifetime. How do we know? Because we all did it too. We also know that each of you learned something about yourselves and about each other. No matter what challenge, task, or call arises in your career, you can do it, as well as survive. Firefighting is exhausting work. There is no mystery. Some tasks over your career you will take on alone, and others you will take on as part of a team, as you have done here in our fire academy. Even though you thought we took great pride in watching you get mentally and physically worn out, each lesson your instructors implemented at the fire academy was by design. To be successful and perform as a firefighter for your entire career, you're going to need to rely on two foundational areas of instruction we focused on during your time here: your manipulative training and your mental training. Your manipulative training. Someday soon, when you find yourself standing on a wildfire working a 36-hour shift, temperature's over 100 degrees and you haven't eaten in 36 hours, it will be at this moment you will need to think back to the hikes up Wildwood Canyon, carrying full hose packs, tools, and water. Think back to the instruction you received from Captain Vaughn on how to safely swing a tool in the brush. When you find yourself ventilating a commercial fire, I want you to remember Truck 11 C shift and Captain Serwin's instruction on how to safely operate and ventilate a roof. If you ever find yourself lost or trapped in a structure fire, apply the knowledge and skills taught you by Engineer Smith, Engineer Naleski, and Firefighter Kinnearsey during fireground survival. I totaled up the years of experience of all of the instructors who participated in your manipulative training. This includes the instructors from the Burbank Fire Department, Kern County Fire Department, LA City Fire Department, Bakersfield Fire Department, the Burbank Power Department, the gas company. The number is truly amazing. Your academy instructor cadre has well over 2,000 years. 2,000 years of combined job experience they shared with you and embedded into your manipulative training. Trust and rely on your manipulative training you received here. Your mental training. There will be times in your career when the task or the challenge in front of you seems almost impossible. Think back to the message from retired Navy SEAL David Goggins when he said, "The majority of battles you fight in your life will be won or lost in your own mind." It will be during these times you will need to embrace the mental toughness training and rely on what you learned about yourselves over the last 16 weeks. Reflect on what you have accomplished since the very first physical fitness training on the morning of day one. All of you were exhausted in the first 10 minutes, unable to complete one more set of push-ups during our Burbank original CrossFit exercise. Do you remember what I said to you then? I said, the fires we fight last well over 10 minutes, and you're done already? If you really want to be firefighters, we better start working on your minds, because we're in trouble. We have another 9 hours and 50 minutes of physical fitness to complete today, which will consist of tower runs, throwing ladders, pulling hose, ventilating roofs, and by the way, we'll be doing this for 10 hours a day for the next 16 weeks. I think I finished with a good luck, gentlemen. I made that comment to 20 recruits. There are 18 of you left. We taught you about the mental toughness techniques and the power of visualization utilized by the Navy SEALs. Look at what you were able to accomplish when you applied these techniques to the physical agility test every Monday. The first time you completed the course, most of your times were well over 10 minutes. Some of you hovered around 12 and 13. By applying, studying, and implementing these techniques, all of our recruits completed their final agility run this week in under 6 minutes. 8 of you were under 5:30. 5 of you were under 5 minutes. And a new record was set for the fire department by recruit Elfers with a time of 4:09. Recruit Altas. Thank you. Recruit Altas recorded the fastest turnout time ever of 20 seconds. If all of you have not recognized what you were able to mentally accomplish throughout the academy, then you need to recognize it now. We never picked you up. We only showed you how to get up. In the end, you had to do the work. And the bottom line why we're here today is because you did. You need to continue to build, strengthen, and sharpen your minds as you move forward in life and your career. Without exercise, your minds can quickly become weak, like a muscle without iron. Embrace the fundamental skills we have taught you here, the basics. The basics of firefighting have not changed that much in the last 150 years. Review any fatality report and you will find a failure to apply basic training. You need to continue to learn and, more importantly, to relearn everything we taught you here in the academy. Your training doesn't stop today. Guess what tomorrow is? The 28th. And the day after that, and the day after that. You get the point. It's your next training day. So continue to train, learn, and be as hungry as you were the first day of the academy to be a student of our profession on all levels. EMS, hazmat, wildland, structure fires, leadership, customer service, and all things fire related. Most importantly, continue to be a student of yourself and emotional intelligence. As the sign says at the back of our training center classroom, learn from mistakes, own them, fix them, share them, be excellent. Learn from the mistakes of others as well as your own. When you make a mistake, remember to own it. Fix it. If you cannot fix it alone, seek help from any member of our fire department. Share your mistake and the solution with all of us so we grow as an agency and a family and never make the same mistake twice. You know what I'm saying. The Be Excellent statement on our sign, I will speak to in a minute. Firefighters across the nation have one common goal and expectation of service: to save lives. You heard me say our similarities are greater than our differences. Firefighters in Bakersfield, Coleraine, Chicago, FDNY, Glendale, LA City, LA County, New Haven, Oakland, Ontario, Orange County, Pasadena, Redondo Beach, the U.S. Forest Service, Ventura County, Burbank, and across the nation all contribute to a better, safer America. You will now respond to help the citizens of Burbank and professionally mitigate their hazards and emergencies with care and compassion. Additionally, sometime in your career, you will respond to help the millions of people living in the state of California by fighting and extinguishing the wildfires that threaten them annually. On top of that, if you didn't know it already, you will now serve as firefighters on an international level. When someone driving on the I-5 South rolls a vehicle, you'll be there. When the next COVID-19 type pandemic shows up, and everyone else is sheltering in place, you'll be here. We will all be here. You all signed up to do something great with your lives. Let the expectation of service I just spoke of be your guide. The badge you're about to place on your chest, as the chief will speak to in a minute, is on loan. It says you met the minimum standard of training to perform as a firefighter outside of the walls of the training center. Guess what? You earned it. However, it is now your job as a probationary firefighter and throughout the rest of your career to prove you get to keep it. The best compliment a firefighter can receive at the end of a career is they were an excellent firefighter. There is nothing else. The axe from the union is nice. The letter from the city is very much appreciated. But the greatest compliment you can ever receive for your life's work as a firefighter will come from your peers. Your actions, your heart, and your dedication to serve will always be under review. Your peers and other firefighters you meet over your career will decide at the end if you are good enough to earn the label of being excellent. To drive this point home, the title commonly associated with Captain Trowbridge's position in any fire academy is drill master. Do you remember when I asked you who the drill master of this academy was? Your answers were less than uncertain. Captain Trowbridge, why? Because Captain Trowbridge, up until today, for purely ceremonial purposes, never referred to himself as a drill master. Nor did you ever hear any of our instructors refer to themselves as masters of anything. I need you to have a clear understanding of where the bar has been set for you for your performance as a firefighter. All the subject matter experts who conducted your training, your instructors, the ones who amazed you with their knowledge, skills, wisdom of firefighting and emergency operations, well, they too are still seeking the validation from our peers of being excellent. I want you to remember those instructors who came out here and invested in your future and your careers. Remember the passion and enthusiasm they expressed in their teachings. Remember Captain Allen and how he opened up your rope rescue systems training with one simple statement. Do you remember what it was? That sounds a little rehearsed. If you thought you would be the only ones in the academy to learn something and the instructors had nothing to gain, then you would be wrong. Everyone who instructed you continues to this day to learn and relearn how the power of people coming together as part of a team, as a family, for a common goal is something that is unbelievable to watch and be part of. You inspired all of our instructors to be excellent, and more importantly, to evolve. To evolve. To be successful as a firefighter, your training and education must evolve. You need to continue to ask yourself every day, what am I doing well? And honestly ask yourself, what can I do better? History tells us that some of the greatest companies, empires, and teams have fallen because they failed to evolve. The goal of the Fire Academy just a couple of years ago was we will teach you how not to die. Since then, we have evolved. Now we teach you how to be a better friend, a better husband, a better father, a better son, a better teammate, a better person, and ultimately a better firefighter. As you leave here, we know that you know what right looks like. Over your career, your ability to continue to learn, be innovative, and evolve will be mandatory for the success of our fire department. Learn from the past and be the positive change our department will require in the future. Remember, all great instructors and leaders have one thing in common: the ability to inspire others through teaching. I tell you this now because someday this enormous responsibility to evolve and pass it on and teach with the same passion, dedication, ownership, and inspiration like all of your instructors will fall on all of you. The end of my speech is near. Sorry. However, I have two more very important lessons for you before you go. First, At times, this job may make you feel invincible. You are not. Occupational cancer lurks in every fire you will ever fight. No matter how small or how large the fire is, wash all of your PPE. You owe your health and your life and yourself. You owe your health and your life to yourself and everyone who loves and supports you. When it comes to PPE, self-discipline is? Second, your mental and behavioral health will need maintenance. Medical calls, fatalities, sleepless nights, and other cumulative job stresses will take its toll. Remember the interview we watched with General Schwarzkopf and what he said about human emotion. As I demonstrated to you while reading thank you letters written to my crew and the department. Now you all know it's okay to cry, it's not okay to... Do firefighters cry? Sure they do. Sure they do. Not crying about something when the time is appropriate is a sure way to sink or submarine your mental health. Remember the conversation yesterday with Chief Hatch. It's okay to talk about it. We want you to take care of yourselves throughout your entire career. If you cannot do it alone, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to cry. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to ask for help. At a minimum, do these three things and you will be on your way to living a long, healthy career full of balance, peace, and joy. Finally, one of the most important things I have to say today is to the parents, step-parents, role models, or anyone else that parented our recruits. To all of the parents in the audience, watching at home or watching from above, thank you. They did it, which means you did it. As a parent, we all wonder what will become of our children. As I stand here before you today, as the Burbank Fire Department stands before you today, I will now predict the future with 100% certainty. These men on stage will have opportunities, when possible, to bring out the good on earth. They will save lives. Their actions will make a difference. Their actions will change the world. Additionally, I would like to thank the family members, friends, loved ones, wives, anyone else watching who provided a shoulder to lean on, supported our recruits in any way, or who may have even learned how to ventilate a roof with chalk, recite the 10 and 18, or shine a pair of boots over the last 16 weeks. Thank you to all of the members of the Burbank Fire Department for your continued dedication to our mission and the support and your support of our Fire Academy, our front office staff, Robina, Sana, David, Leslie, Kylene, Channing, Bridget, Quinn, and Danny, our prevention staff, our prevention division, suppression members. We're all involved in some way, shape, or form, and we're dedicated to your success. Thank you. These men could not have done it without you. In closing, I will leave you with a quote from Ronald Reagan from the Republican National Convention dated August 17th, 1992. America's best days are yet to come. Our proudest moments are yet to be. Our most glorious achievements are just ahead. But because it is your day and we are celebrating all of you, I modified the quote to fit. Your best days are yet to come. Your proudest moments are yet to be. And your most glorious achievements are just ahead. We have trained you hard and we have trained you well. Everyone here believes in you. It's time. Get out there. Make yourselves, your friends, your families, the city of Burbank, the fire chief, the American Fire Service, and the nation and your peers proud. We believe in you. You can do it. Be excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Weber, for those very inspiring and motivational words. Next, I'd like to bring to the podium Recruit Andrew Elfers.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, thank you for being here today. If it wasn't for you, Captain Weber would have had us hike halfway up that mountain by now. We are grateful to finally feel our legs again. Today is a very exciting day. You can feel it in the air. It marks a milestone of a 16-week-long journey of 18 recruits discovering what it means to be a firefighter for the city of Burbank. We learned, absorbed, and took to heart the core values of our department: integrity, ownership, compassion, innovation, and excellence. Now, why do these values matter? Well, to some people, these are just words in a frame or placed on a wall. But the truth is, when people create values, those values create us. These values are like the resilient threads that make up our turnouts, our protective clothing, which are durable, strong, and in emergency settings can withstand close to 1,000 degrees of heat. Behind these turnouts are all different kinds of people with different backgrounds and personalities, yet we are all protected by the same values. We entered into this academy all together with unique and different life experiences. We have people who served in the military, like Cooper and Raymond, and the Wildland Fire Service, Davidson, Arias, Carson, to name a few. We have people who worked in construction, played in athletics, and much more, each of us bringing a different skill set into this great city. Now, with all that being said, these skill sets were quickly humbled 4 months ago. It was common to hear statements such as, "Is that all you got? Louder." Or my personal favorite from Captain Weber, "Don't forget to breathe." The primary cadre embodied the perspective, break them down so we can build them up even stronger. We ran miles, climbed ladders, dove through finish lines, Dengillion, sprinted up mountains or screamed due to blisters, Althaus, hit burpee after burpee, brothers vomited, we crawled through attics, we trained, were pale in the face, and we came back for more every single time. We signed up to do some of the toughest workouts of our lives. Captain Trowbridge tried to lap us on runs after it felt like rebar and concrete were glued to our hamstrings from what it seemed like doing an infinite number of hose sprints. We sweated in our turnouts and our muscles grew strong. So strong, we had one recruit even develop muscles in the back of his head. We learned about the power of the mind and the wisdom behind emotional intelligence. I know it's hard to believe, but a couple mornings, a room full of firefighter recruits cried as we shared about hardships we have all overcome in our lives. We shared about what lies underneath the surface, the deep down part of who we are. A moment that made us feel known and brought us closer together as family. We learned about accountability and the importance of remaining compassionate and humble. We not only grew as firefighters, but we grew as men. Fellow recruits, this is a milestone for us. Enjoy the day, savor in what you have accomplished because it is significant. But let's think about it. This is really just our beginning. I have a couple questions for us to reflect upon. Who do you want to become? 10 years, 15 years, 30 years down the line, how do you want our class to be remembered? What do you want people to say about your reputation? I urge you to begin your careers with the end in mind. Will you leave an inheritance or will you leave a legacy? There is a distinct difference between the two. An inheritance is something that is put into your hand. A legacy is something that is put into your heart. Legacy has something to do with you as a person, and inheritance has something to do with what you have been given. Leaving a legacy is inevitable. Every family member, every firefighter, every individual here today is going to have a legacy of some type, whether you are intentional to do so or not. Our best selves as Burbank firefighters strive and labor to put something in the heart of our community. If we can't put something into our city's hand, what can we place into their hearts? Well, we can place integrity. We can place ownership, innovation, compassion, and excellence. Values are not dead words. They are real and living. They matter. They guide us to choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong. Values bind our diverse group of recruits together. It is what binds us as a fire department, and it is what binds us as people. They are the threads stitched into our turnouts that help us in chaos, trauma, and protect us when temperatures rise to 1,000 degrees. Our values protect us, our values bind us, and our values give us purpose in every moment and every second of our lives. Who will be your guide, your compass, your thread throughout your career? Chief White, Captain Weber, Captain Trowbridge, Captain Rushing, Captain Coombs, Engineer Noleski, thank you. Thank you for the time and effort you have placed into our training. You have laid a firm foundation for all of us to build upon. It is now up to us. We thank the 7 probationary firefighters who have mentored us and helped us prepare for the first day out on the line. We thank the senior firefighters, engineers, and captains who drilled us and welcomed us into the department. And lastly, on behalf of all the recruits, we want to dearly thank all the families here. You guys have sacrificed time away from us, listened to our struggles, and encouraged us in our dream. You have been our backbone. We would not be here today without your support, and we sincerely thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Recruit Alfers. I'd like to bring Fire Chief Eric Garcia to the podium.
Good morning and welcome. On behalf of the men and women of the Burbank Fire Department, I would like to thank you for your attendance here today. This is a special day, a day where we celebrate our newest members, where we signify their achievement and transition from recruit to firefighter. This will be a day that you and your families will always remember. Today also serves as a very important day for the BFD, as this class of 2021 signifies an involvement for us. A tremendous step toward a brighter future, a future that breathes of creativity, adaptation, and agility. Each of these virtues was on full display throughout this academy. As exampled by the daily temperature screenings, wearing of masks, and the constant emphasis on 6-foot distance. While this was not the makings of a traditional fire academy, it was truly representative of the mantra of the fire service, and that is to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And overcome we did. 3 academies during the pandemic without a single positive COVID case. This serves as a memorable accomplishment for the BFD and the 25 new additions to our fire family. Today also marks the culmination of a grinding academy for our newest recruits, and we are extremely proud of your accomplishment. It was a challenging 16 weeks, filled with early rises, physical strain, and mental toil. Through all of this, you grew together as a hardened team. a team that endured the rigor, discipline, and mental fortitude that is the very fabric of a firefighter. All the while learning that it is not I, it is we. Your unity and cooperation as teammates was meticulously refined by our training staff. And at this time, I would like to thank Training Officer, Battalion Chief Trey White, the Academy Cadre, Fire Captains Scott Trowbridge, Ryan Weber, Jeff Coombs, Steve Rushing, and Fire Engineer Steve Naleski. And Primary Academy appears Engineer Oscar Carpio, along with firefighters Mike Carey and Brandon Vaughn. These members set an outstanding foundation and team dynamic that served as the very cornerstone for your success throughout the Academy. They, along with countless members of our fire family, have given of themselves to help shape and hone your competency and proficiency. And I want to personally acknowledge and thank them for their passion and commitment to each one of you and to our department. Today we welcome into our fire family. From this day forward, you will devote a career proudly to serve our community. For this is a career filled with purpose and meaning, and one that is held in the highest regard. With that, you have a duty to uphold the principles and values that are representative of the Burbank Fire Way, to maintain the highest of integrity, to take ownership in all that you do, to display the highest degree of compassion, not only for those that you serve, but for each and every member of our fire family, to think innovatively and challenge yourself, to creatively excel, and lastly, to strive for excellence. Don't ever arrive, always, always get better. Be inquisitive, seek advice, and never be satisfied, for it is the lifelong learner that drives towards continual self-improvement. And this will be the mindset that will afford you great opportunity. Today also signifies a milestone, one that is traditionally highlighted with the pinning of badges. And while the pinning of badges serves as a very proud moment for our graduates, it also serves as an acceptance of the responsibility and the acquisition of a long tradition of service, symbolized by years of heritage and obligation. Gentlemen, the badge that you are about to receive is City of Burbank property. It is entrusted to you for safekeeping and proud bearing, and it will be your obligation to establish your legacy and leave that badge better than you receive it today for the next generation of Burbank firefighters to come. It is with this understanding that I will now proudly pin the Burbank Firefighters badge on our newest firefighters from the classes of 2020 and 2021, and I will lead them in their firefighter's oath. Joining me on stage at this time, I'd like to welcome the president of our Burbank Firefighters Association, Engineer Eric Rowley, who will present the recruits with their firefighter's uniform belt buckle. Adam Boyd. You guys all stand up, please. George Huerta. Jake Kaharski. Alex Martinez.
Anthony Powers. Drew Yasko. Caleb Salas. Nicholas Althas. Xavier Arias. Nicholas Barth. Jason Carson. Adam Cole. Cameron Combs. Devin Cooper. Matthew Davidson. Anthony De Hoyos. Michael Dingillian. Andrew Elfers. Chad Jeremiah. Brad Peterson. Derek Pluma. Michael Raymond. Abel Robles. Jake Speed. And Andres Valenzuela.
Okay, as we conclude today's program, I would like to thank all of our fire department staff that helped put this ceremony together. While there are many people that contributed, I would like to give a special thanks to Robina Sarkissian, Sana Raquelian, and Channing Reyes, as well as the A-Shift Battalion for all their assistance in preparation for today. To our new firefighters, welcome to the Burbank Fire family. To our new captains and engineers, congratulations. We look forward to the leadership you will bring to your new positions. To our retirees, thank you for your service to our community, and we wish you the best. Okay. And I apologize, we still need to do an oath for our firefighters. So I'm going to ask all of you to rise and remove your mask, and the fire chief will have you state your oath before we let you go.
Very important part of this. Thank you very much. Please stand. Gentlemen, please raise your right hands and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the state of California, obey the laws and ordinances with the city of Burbank, familiarize myself with, and be obedient to the rules and regulations of the Burbank Fire Department and the Fire Service, and faithfully serve the city of Burbank in the discharge of my duties as a firefighter, to the best of my knowledge and ability. Gentlemen, please lower your right hands. I would now like to invite everybody to please congratulate our newest and esteemed firefighters.
Gentlemen, if I could have you take your seats real quick, and we'll conclude our ceremony.
Okay, this concludes our ceremony. As you exit the facility, there will be photo opportunities in the park below. We have a fire engine on display. Please remember to maintain social distancing if you choose to take photos next to the fire engine. Thank you all again for joining us on this very special day, and have a great day. Academy, you're now dismissed.